A task team has been established to investigate the political killings in Mpumalanga. Police say that 12 people have been killed since 2009. According to the police minister, Bheki Cele, police will deal with the killings in Mpumalanga in the same way that they did in KwaZulu-Natal. For a bit more on the political killings in Mpumalanga, we're now joined by political analyst Masilela. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Peter, and thanks for an opportunity.
What do you make of what's being described as political killings in Mpumalanga? KwaZulu-Natal for so long was the epicenter of these kinds of killings, and we didn't see so much of it in other parts of the country. What's happening in Mpumalanga?
You know, Peter, is very unfortunate, and whether is it KwaZulu-Natal, whether is it Mpumalanga, it's very unfortunate to realize and observe the political killings which are happening in those provinces. And you must begin then to ask yourself, but Peter, to take this matter further, you would want to go back and analyze the ANC itself and say, what are the fundamental principles and values of the ANC? And when I go that trajectory, I would confirm to you and say that one of the founding principles of the ANC is the betterment of lives of the people. And also it projects itself as a caring organization, which we then says to you it's an organization which intends to take care of the livelihood of the people. When the killings are happening within the ANC itself, in the manner in which it has been reported and in the history which we are indicating, and it's very much unfortunate. Then it says to you, ANC itself need to look into itself introspectively and say, what is it that what made us to reach this particular stage, and say what are the solutions thereof. But if you ask me, Peter, I would say to you, the ANC before 1994, which was a very fundamental, an organization which was fundamentally based on the principles of the values and principles of life in the first instance. Hence, it was a caring organization. But the advent of the power which came with the 1994 elections then started to derail the ANC, particularly, I wouldn't say the ANC holistically, but individuals within the ANC who started smelling power and then wanted to be upfront in terms of the disbursement of that patronage coming out of the power which come with an organization which is in the party. But it's very much unfortunate, I must say to you.
Is it criminality? I mean, it's a crime to kill people, but is it about politics or is it about crime? The ANC Secretary General Fikile Mbalula recently said that what he's seeing in Mpumalanga is, as he described, the ANC had allowed criminality to be tolerated for far too long. They were trying to clean it up now, but it sounds as if a culture of criminality had been allowed to reside for a prolonged period of time.
Peter, it is criminality in the first instance, but let me sit on that aspect. You say as an organization, you are a caring organization. You are an organization which will carry and protect. Actually, you are a constitutional organization. You then develop a constitution which says the lives of the people shall be protected. But amidst the implementation of that particular principles of your own constitution as an organization, then killings happened within your own organization. That then tends to be criminality. But then how are you dealing with that criminality? The Secretary General Fikile Mbalula is correct when he says, particularly in Mpumalanga, this issue of political killings has been tolerated for quite some time. And at that time, the ANC leadership, particularly at NEC level and also at PEC level, didn't bother to intervene and decisively deal with those who are seen to be involved in such particular atrocities. But then we say to yourself, when in any organization, such activities of criminality, killing of people are happening or institutionalized at the highest echelons of the policy-making decision of that particular organization, the PEC or the ANC, and for a period of 12 to 15 years, and nothing is happening, then communities, and you can't blame them when they conclude that this criminality has then been entrenched in the entire body mass of an organization. And that should then be a worrying aspect in terms of an organization which has been portrayed before 1994 as a church of all sectors of society. And then we'll have to see in interventions, Peter, which are currently happening now, you are correct by assessing that, by assuming that it's an after effect. Many people have been killed in Mpumalanga and nothing has been happened. And there were politicians which have been fingered in all these aspects, but we have never seen an concerted effort within the leadership of the organization to say, let's deal with these things and not nap it in the bud. That will be a huge challenge for our communities, Peter.
It must be quite concerning because it sounds as if some senior members of the party may be involved in some of these killings.
Peter, that's where you are forced factually to conclude. If the Troika in Mkondo municipality, and to an extent of the person who has been a municipal mayor, is suspected and arrested on allegations of this nature, and you look at all other political killings which happened in the past and the allegations around it, then you must ask yourself a question. Is these political killings not entrenched within the entire body politics of the ANC? And the ANC is the one which will have to respond to that particular eventuality, but factually so. If the one member of a Troika, one member of the PEC, one member of the REC, one member of the National Executive Committee is involved in a suspicious assumption, which then begin to say someone has lost his life. You can imagine, Peter, how are these families feeling, which are the victims of such political killings? How are they feeling? Do they still feel that the values and principles of the ANC, which was encapsulated in its own constitution, are they protecting them? Are they protecting their rights? Are they protecting their livelihood? Are they then beginning to say, moving forward, we are an organization which is carrying into the aspirations of the entire society and communities? Then we are forced to conclude that this might be an institutionalized, albeit not every member at the leadership echelon of the ANC. But when you signify one particular leader, particularly, Peter, when you say it's almost 12, 15 years in Mpumalanga and this political killings has been happening, then we are beginning to say, what were the measures, intervention measures which were done by then to try and keep this malady in the bud? Then communities and society at large will be forced to conclude that political killings are enshrined within the Constitution. And what are the reasons therefore, Peter? The reasons will be that because of this political power, which came now in the center, at the hardcore of the ANC, the disbursement of resources and all those things are beginning to say, people or leaders are saying, no, let's deal whatever we can to reach that particular cookie jar. Peter?
And we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much indeed for joining us. Your thoughts greatly appreciated this evening. Thank you.